Hey guys, so I want to talk about Zaya Yusuf. Should be super easy, right? I mean, you're just researching into someone's background and you're analysing their actions and then you're coming up with a conclusion. Right? Should be super easy. Unless, of course, any criticism of Zaya Yusuf is deemed as racist. Then it becomes a bit more complicated. A lot of people might not even look into him at all. It's almost like Nigel Farage would rather they didn't.
If raising legitimate concerns about thousands and thousands of unchecked foreign males illegally entering our country makes me far right, then so be it.
Right, so let's get up to speed first before we go into any of the details that I'm going to show you now. A brief overview, and I'm probably going to miss some things because he's done a lot of shady shit already, so it's actually kind of hard to keep up with it, and he's not even in power yet. Get to that in a second. So he is an ex-Goldman Sachs banker who also owns several companies, the most prominent one of being like a advisory place or something. It's advising bankers or some shit like this, some weird shit, right? Again, go look it up yourselves. It's not the sort of thing you'd want an MP to be doing. And he also managed a concierge business for the super rich. So he was doing all that stuff and then suddenly thought, I need to save the country. I'm going to buy my way into reform, and then I'm going to implement a bunch of draconian measures that make sure that no one ever criticizes Islam, and I'm going to shut down entire branches wholesale when they deemed to express discontent at cousin marriages. He then went on to attack and smear probably the most liked MP in the United Kingdom right now, and a real powerhouse when it comes to policy, in Rupert Lowe. Not only that, he went a step further and got him banned from the party, and he called the police on him and tried to ruin his career and incarcerate him, which is, something a psychopath would do. But, I mean, would a psychopath have these kinds of eyes? Moving on, he then went on to basically bully people and be unpleasant around people and act like a little cunt. And eventually people got tired of him, culminating in him, I think it was Andrea Jenkins or something that he criticised because she wanted to ban the burqa. And he just flipped his lid and said, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore. And he resigned as chairman, probably got fired, probably was asked to step down by whoever's controlling him and the party. And the next day, after saying that he's cut all ties with reform, he's back in the party as the head of Doge, but with an undisclosed role, but it includes that of the Doge team that he literally just invented. And now we're up to speed. Again, like he's pointed out, he's very unliked by his staff, okay? Certain opinions of people as well. So Zaya Yusuf is not just a bad hire, he's a strategic firewall, which lots of people think is true as well. He's put there to derail any criticism of the Islamification of Reform UK. A gatekeeper with a leash, placed not to unlock change, but to contain it, because we do not want the actual English and Scottish and Northern Irish and Welsh to have any say in their country. Well, the invaders don't want that, do they? I mean, that's the last thing they want. So it's all about manage the client. Anyway, look, Mr. Yusuf's new role at Doge does not have a formal title, but will include running the party's Doge unit to increase local government efficiency in reform-controlled councils with a key role in policy making. Why? Why does this random guy have a key role in policy making? He's a fucking nobody. He's come from nowhere. He is the most obvious plant I've ever seen, barring Kamala Harris. He's the UK's Kamala Harris. There we go. I've said it. It's true, and you know it's true. You can feel it in your fucking bones. Zaya Yusuf is the UK's Kamala Harris. People are always accusing him of lying. Here's another one saying Kent County, or it's either Zaya Youssef is lying or Kent County Council is lying, probably both. I have written proof that Doge have no access to data that isn't already in the public domain. So, yeah, he's come out and said that, you know, the Doge department is doing all this wonderful stuff and they're exposing all these secrets, basically just fluffing his own reputation, which I think you will notice as a theme running throughout all of this. This is just an exercise, all of this, just to fluff up Zaya Youssef's brand, his image, his reputation, his recognizability, if that's a fucking word. Fluff that up so everyone's aware of him, and then when he's installed as Prime Minister, there won't be too much of a fuss. There won't be too much of a fuss, they hope, right? So anyway, he says that the Doge team has released its first set of findings. They then went on to give some bullshit. It's all in the public domain. So whatever, Zayef, you're off your tit, mate. And I've noticed that he's just everywhere, guys. I'm not going to play the interviews because I genuinely think that's not his real accent, and I'll show you why. Like I said, he's absolutely everywhere. And when you see an absolute nobody like this just come out and is pushed everywhere, I've noticed that I've made a video about this. I think he's been asked to say certain key phrases in these gotcha moments, in these appearances that he does. It's a Question Time's a good one, where he's now got a soundbite that if anyone comes out and says, no, Zaya Youssef, he doesn't like Britain, he's not one of us. Well, he's got 9 billion clips now where he's like saying, oh, I say some bullshit with my bullshit accent. I'm as English as you, don't you know? Fucking bullshit. And I am actually a little bit disappointed with Winston Marshall. Like, I know that he'll be thinking, oh, well, I can't say no to him. He's obviously of colour. That would make me racist. Mate, he's come from nowhere. At least give him some hard-hitting questions with, who are you? Where are you from? What's your background? Why do you seem to be literally plastered over every platform right now? Why is it when then I go on X, the very first fucking thing that I usually see is your big fat face? Why is that? What's going on? That would have been nice. What did he talk about instead? It's 2 minutes, so we'll get a taste of it. It's got a coming up section, so let's have a look.
Wait, trampolining.
Oh, did I do the sound? Yes, I did.
Skateboarding. Yeah, I'm not making this up. While British people are being told there's no money left, services are being cut, they can struggle to get GP appointments, parks are being closed, etc. There appears to be infinite money for citizens of foreign country, including and especially people who come to the country illegally. Illegal migrants and asylum seekers being taken to safari.
This is exactly the playbook of Nigel Farage. You go in there and you tell everyone what the problems are. I will quickly watch to the end and see if he comes up with a single solution. This is the Nigel Farage oil salesman playbook. Right? We heard all this, blah 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 blah. Total lack of opportunity. I mean, where do I bother? There's all over the front country. It's getting to the point where theory of it is like blah blah blah, bullshit. Look, all the problems. Oh, I'm so friendly, and I fucking. What is this bullshit? Yep. Anyway, I'm sure he. It's a short clip. Maybe it's just a clip of him talking about the problems. I'm sure there's a really long clip where he's giving the solutions.
Just the tip of.
What's he going to do? Come
iceberg, Winston. We also found 200. I think this is the biggest political scandal and cover-up in Britain in our lifetime.
We all know that. We all fucking know that, don't we? We all know that.
If the government of the United Kingdom can basically smuggle tens of thousands of Afghans into this country covertly at the cost of potentially billions, without letting MPs know, without letting press know, without letting the British public know, we don't have a democracy. I don't know what.
Dude is just literally saying what we say on YouTube. Is this where he's supposed to be? I mean, what is his job exactly? Why is he on the Winston Marshall show? Is it just because he paid Reform £200,000? He's not giving any fucking solutions here. So what's the point in this?
By the way, this is the tip of almost invariably earning more than 200. That is
right,
the
more
work
problems.
that we are doing right now. It will be shock and awe.
Institutions
What?
that can be against you.
He said he's going to do something, right?
Be against you.
That is the work that we are doing right now.
What is?
Who's getting to that position?
38 employees in councils earn more than the Prime Minister. The council CEOs almost invariably are earning more than 200,000.
How are the CEOs getting to that position? all the institutions that can be against you will be against you.
That is the work that we are doing right now. It will be shock and awe those first sort of 100 days when Nigel arrives.
The American audience.
What does that mean? It sounds good. It sounds like something Nigel would say before conveniently never mentioning anything to do with the subject ever again. It sounds like something Nigel would do, right? These clips, right? There's no solutions. It is just, what is it? It's just sensationalism, isn't it? You're just saying, oh, these are the problems. These are the problems. Look how bad the problems are. Look at these problems. I'm brown. Everywhere, guys. He's on fucking GB News constantly. This guy is not an MP. He's just a guy that paid someone some money. That's it. That's all it is. And now he's going around getting all the sound bites that he needs. I mean, guys, I'm sorry. I believe you need to judge a book by its cover. And this cover looks like a psychopath. I'm not saying he is a psychopath. I'm just saying he looks like one. I mean, look at this face. You know, intuition is really strong. And people often don't consider it. Or they think that they're being bigoted or something, or racist, or whatever the label is. But when you get that feeling, that instinctive feeling that says, that's a wrong un, that's not a good one, trust it. It's saved me lots of grief, and probably, it's probably saved my life a couple of times, especially on nights out. Yeah, GB News, by the way. I want to mention this. Hang on. How can Nigel Farage be a sitting MP, although yes, he is never actually in Westminster? How can he be a sitting MP and be a presenter on GB News, giving his own propaganda all the time? That seems like a conflict of interest, doesn't it? Why is this guy constantly on GB News as well? Is GB News affiliated to Reform? Is GB News somehow affiliated to Nigel Farage? Don't you think that's a little bit messed up? He's just God. People might think it's because he's brown. Well, no, I actually quite liked Suella Braverman until I found out that she knew all along about the Afghans that were smuggled into the country. I don't really care about the skin colour, to a point, until you start claiming that you're genetically English, and then I'm going to get a little bit pissed off. No, it's just because he's a slimy fucking bastard. He came from nowhere. I don't know who he is. No one knows who he is. And I may as well just show you now, guys. Fuck, sack it. I'm getting wound up now. I don't care whether he's made anti-Semitic tweets. I do care that he lied about making those tweets and said that someone accidentally did it. They accidentally accessed my account and tweeted something that would make me look bad. They only did it the one time. It's just the what. I'm brown. Don't look at I'm brown. Because no one knows where he's from. No one even knows which year he was born in. They don't know whether he's Scottish or whether he's from Sri Lanka. Anyway, look at this.
Spending our time.
I don't trust anyone that switches accents. This is just bizarre, guys. What are we... Right, any Reform voters out there, if you've made it this far, which you probably haven't, because you'll have rage quit. You'll have just rage quit, wouldn't you? The truth is painful, right? I get that. Cognitive dissonance. It's not a nice feeling. But you can't be... How can you be voting for a party that has someone like this in it? That is someone that is getting primed? You're not voting for Nigel Farage. You are not voting for Nigel Farage if you vote for Reform. You're voting for this guy. And I don't even know who he is or where he's from. No one does. It's messed up.
But they're all really designed to give us pretty unfulfilling ways of spending our time in the short term.
They're not mutually exclusive, but I would say one thing. I love the question about why it's going to take us 25 years.
And I actually felt like, and this might sound like a really strange thing to say, but the premium consumer was being on when it came to experiences and travel in particular. So,
Wow. Do you want to elect an MP that switches accents depending on who they're talking to? That is weird, twitchy bullshit. That is some twitchy-assed bullshit, and I don't like it. I don't like this guy. I don't like him. I would prefer you not to vote for him, or give Farage an ultimatum and say, look, it's him or it's us. Get the guy out and stop Islamifying Reform UK. But if you do that,
online.
Nigel Farage will just flip the fuck out and start calling you a dirty racist because he's already got his money, guys. He's been paid up. It's on track, guys. He doesn't need to really bother. He said he didn't want to run in the first place. He's on video saying he just wanted to make money. Now, I think he probably has made the money.
But I do want to say one thing. Some of the online abuse and frankly outright over racism that has been showed against a senior member of this party, had it been shown towards any other member of the ethnic minorities from...
What about white people? What about white people? White people get shit on all the time. He's such a disingenuous twat, guys. He is such a dick.
the Labour and Conservative parties, every one of you in the journalistic arena in this room would have been in total and absolute uproar.
No, we wouldn't, because we've had enough. We've had enough of people like you grifting us with the race card. You can piss off. I'll call him what I want. I'll have any feelings I want towards him, and I don't like him because of his actions, because of his behaviours. Nothing to do with his skin colour, just like your actions and your behaviours are making me really dislike you too. Well, anyway, I've been putting that off for a while because, yeah, that is still a sore subject for me, guys. I really don't like this guy at all. I get all kinds of the ick, fucking looking at him. He's just come from nowhere. No one knows who he is. He changes his accents. He's Islamifying Reform UK. He's getting people arrested and lying about them to smear their character. I mean, there's literally nothing worse that you could do to someone than try and incarcerate them for something they didn't say or do. I mean, bar murder, what the hell? That's like one of the worst things you can do to someone. And there, he just did it casually, didn't he? And now he swanned off, he left Reform, now he's back, and now he's doing all this weird shit all over. It's just, guys, if I don't get it. Like, that would be a deal breaker for me. If I was voting for Reform, that would be a deal breaker. I cannot trust the guy. And Farage has just completely lost all respect. All respect since he basically stole that seat in Clacton and didn't even give the man the money he was due. I'm just done. I'm done with Reform UK. If you vote for them, I don't know what you're doing, because you're not voting for England, you're not voting for Britain, you're voting for a bunch of foreigners. You just... All right, that's it. I'm out. See you later.